was no such resolution. That's the best.
Honestly, we are a country that has to change the way it does its things. We cannot be doing the same things which have failed us. Well, that's how we have started. Frank Mbeta made an appearance at the Public Accounts Committee inquiry on the purchase of the Amaryllis Hotel. And here I'm going to read what some of his words as summarized by a newspaper report. So let me read this before we go on with the video. Attorney General Frank Mbeta has accused the media for misrepresenting his role in the controversial acquisition of Amaryllis Hotel and has told MPs that he never authorized or endorsed the purchase. Appearing before the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, Mbeta said reports that suggested his office gave a green light to the $128 billion deal were false. I did not authorize or endorse the purchase, Mbeta told the committee. He then read from his letter of December 20, 2025 to show that his advice was conditional. I advised the board to review the risks and ensure compliance with prudent investment principles and regulatory requirements before proceeding with the transaction. The Attorney General said the final decision was always for the Board of Trustees of the Public Service Pension Trust Fund, PSPTF, which has absolute discretion under the trustee deed and pension laws. A report from ACB and another from RBM found no evidence of corruption but pointed to prudential issues relating to sound financial management. He told MPs that his advice was based on those findings and that he had simply reminded the board of the fiduciary obligations. My role is to ensure compliance with legal and the regulatory requirements. Commercial issues are outside my mandate, said Mbeta. He added that his advice required the board to satisfy itself that all conditions were met before proceeding, something he said some media reports had ignored. Frank Mbeta, which is Attorney General, he was there as well attending to the inquiry, and he has spoken his mind about what he knows in this issue of Amaryllis versus the pension fund. And it seems like he's denying any long involvement with the Amaryllis Hotel. He has denied it and he has provided his information. I would like you to hear what Frank Mbeta, the Attorney General, has spoken so that you should hear his side of the head. His side, here I bring you his side on the story. Can you hear him just for 2 minutes and we will carry on with our program here.
There was no such resolution. That's the best I could have advised on. I'm aware that later on, when this inquiry started, some resolution circulating in the social media. I don't know whether it's authentic or not, but to buttress the fact that at the time of issuing of my opinion, there was no evidence suggesting that such a resolution existed. The records showed that multiple independent assessments were conducted in respect to the proposed sale of the hotel. There was a FTH Bank done in 2023, Continental Asset Management sometime in May 2024, and of course EMJ Advisory done in November 2025. All the three reports indicated the business was viable, and in my view as Attorney General and as a legal advisor, I did not sit in a position where I could form an opinion whether those assessments were wrong or correct. As I said, those are commercial issues. They're not within my mandate, nor is my office structured in such a way that we're able to analyze whether such investments assessments were correct or wrong. And to emphasize that the decision to invest in the hotel, in my view, is purely commercial. The law just comes in to aid the process to ensure that there's compliance with all legal and regulatory requirements, and therefore there was no basis for the Office of the Attorney General to advise on the price of the hotel as to whether it was too much or not. It was not within my capacity and indeed my mandate.
Attorney General is categorically here saying that there was no basis for the legal opinion on the commercial transaction for purchase of the Amaryllis Hotel by the pension fund. It means his office was not involved in the accounting for the price, which is in billions of Malawi kwacha. So that's the Attorney General. He is saying, I'm distancing myself from the amounts that people have been speaking about, that I endorsed the amount. Attorney General says he did not endorse the amount. He did not provide any opinion on the amount. What Attorney General can do in this case is just to see the compliance of regulatory framework as far as the legality is concerned. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Malawians can speak the way they want because they're tired of seeing things like this happen in our nation. And it's like we don't have people that have been entrusted with responsibility to make sure that they check things on behalf of the people. Because we cannot be policing everything as Malawians. We are just far away from reality. You are close to what is happening within the government, and you have good policing power to make sure that you stop or you raise an alarm of any suspicion as far as political and the good governance is concerned. You know, people are stealing, people are doing bad things. We must stop these things. So, yeah, Attorney General has spoken his mind, he's provided whatever is good for Malawians to absorb as far as his involvement in this issue is concerned, and he is not saying that as his office is concerned, they cannot participate to provide advisor law. They can, but on the compliance point of view, not for commercial deal itself. He is not involved in the commercial, because this thing, he said that actually the fund itself is not a parastatal. It's like an independent organization. It does things on its own. They have their own decisions they make based on what they want to do, the policies they make, the investments. These are done by the body of the fund. So yeah, this thing, man, is twisting now. Malawians are yet to know what has happened. But what do you think? But what the way I look at this thing has been politicized too much. There's been a lot of politics involved or going around this thing. Like Malawians, we just speak things, put everything in politics on everything. Yeah, but it's good because we want to stop everything that is wrong doing. What if the Amaryllis Hotel is being sold as a business, not as a valuation of the building, but as a valuation of the business? It means they can, Amaryllis Hotel can charge any price they want, whether it's $1 trillion. They don't mind because they're selling a brand. So if they peg a price at $1 trillion, Malawi, still more if everybody else is interested to buy, who buy it? What if it's like that? Because selling something at a certain value, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a willing buyer, any person who is making a price is one of the thing, and not the government itself making the price, but the government willing to buy it. So in this case, the pension fund willing to buy it. You know, so here's the story. You know, a lot of people are speaking about this thing. And in fact, even the president said he wants to see the justice on this thing, like really what's wrong and what's right. So we're going to see the justice out of it, because this thing is going to Parliament. They're going to discuss it. After PAC has finalized everything in the inquiry, I think it is going to go into the Parliament to report it to the Speaker. So maybe they can put it on the floor in the Parliament so that members of Parliament can discuss about this thing. I don't know. Or the Speaker will report it to the President, and the President will make a decision about it. But yeah, that's what it is. Thank you for watching. Have a very good day. Bye-bye.